Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone, and good morning, everyone. I'm talking to those who are joining from Asia. Today, we'll be discussing, I think, the most important sutta, or maybe the topic, which we been talking in our Monday Sutta discussion series. As the topic itself, explains to us, it goes this way: 4 prerequisites for becoming a Sotāpanna. Stream minute. Now, we know that minimum standard, like as a Buddhist, the minimum standard that you should reach in your spiritual practice is Sotāpanna, which means stream minute. And anything below that is not the minimum standard. So that's why we all need to understand how exactly we can attain Sotāpanna stage. Otherwise, we are not even reaching, the minimum standard of a Buddhist. Offering flowers, giving dana, doing other things, all that, they are okay, but they are not what we are supposed to attain in this human life. And you will understand that in today's talk when I'm explaining these 4 prerequisites and how you can fulfill those prerequisites, being humans themselves. Okay, so the sutta name is Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta. Now, we have couple suttas in the Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta. Now, Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya is the place where you can see the original, authentic discourses, suttas about how to attain Sotāpanna, streaming. Now, this sutta is 55.5 sutta, which is called Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta. In some places, it is called as Dutiya Sariputta Sutta. But I would like to say that this is better named as Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta, so people understand what are the exact prerequisites for becoming a Sotāpanna person. Okay, so let's take a look at the sutta. You can also click on the link in the post, so you can see the English translation. If you want to know the Pali text, you can also see a place called edition, and you can see the Romanized text of the sutta. Atako ayasma sariputto yena bhagava upasankamitva bhagavantang abhivadetva ekamantang nisidhi. Now, this is very interesting. Now, the conversation occurred between Arahant Sariputta and the Buddha. So what happened was, then Arahant Sariputta went up to the Buddha, bowed, and sat down to one side. The Buddha said to him, Sotāpattiyaṅga tihidang Sariputta pucchati. Katamannuko Sariputta Sotāpattiyaṅganti. Now, it is differently interesting as well, because Buddha is questioning from the Arahant Sariputta about what these 4 requisites for becoming a Sotāpanna. So he's asking repeatedly. Sariputta, they speak of a factor of stream entry. What is a factor of stream entry? Okay, Sotāpanna. Sotāpattiyaṅga Sariputta uchati. Katamannuko Sariputta Sotāpattiyaṅga. Sappurisa sang sevo hi bhante Sotāpattiyaṅga. So the first prerequisites for becoming a Sotāpanna is Sappurisa Sansevo. And then the second one, Saddhamma Savanang Sotāpattiyaṅga. The second one is Saddhamma Savanang. Yoniso Manasikaru Sotāpattiyaṅga. The third prerequisite is Yoniso Manasikaru. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatti Sotāpattiyaṅganti. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatti is the fourth prerequisite of becoming a Sotāpanna person, noble person. Now, what are they in simple English? Dear Venerable Sir, dear Buddha, Bhante, the factor of stream entry are associating with good people. That means Sappurisa Sansevo. Listening to the true teaching. That means Saddhamma Savanang or Parato Ghosa in some Pali text. Proper attention, we also call it wise attention or wise reflection, which means Yoniso Manasikaru. Practicing in line with the teaching. That means Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatti. Okay, so those are the four prerequisites that one has to cultivate in one's life in becoming a Sotāpanna person. And then what was the Buddha's response? Sadhu, sadhu, sariputta. Good, Arhat Sariputta. Sappurisa sansevo hi sariputta Sotāpattiyaṅga. Saddhamma savanang Sotāpattiyaṅga. Yoniso manasikaro Sotāpattiyaṅga. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatti Sotāpattiyaṅga. And Buddha approves all those individual prerequisites which were uttered by the Arhat Sariputta. Okay, that's one part. The second part of the sutta is Soto hi hidang. Now, the interesting thing is that Buddha questions from Arhat Sariputta and then Buddha approves what he says. Soto ti hidang sariputta vucchati. Now, we know in this word called Sotāpanna or Sotāpattiyaṅga, we can see a word called Sota. Now, Buddha is asking from Arhat Sariputta what this Sota means. Soto ti hidang sariputta vucchati. Katamonuko sariputta sototi. Sariputta, they speak of the stream. What is the stream? Sota means stream, right? Stream, right? Ayameva hi bhante ariyo attangiko maggu soto. Sota simply means the noble eightfold path, right? Ariyo attangiko maggu soto. Sayyatidang samma ditti, samma sankappo, samma vaca, samma kammanto, samma ajivo, samma vayamo, samma sati, samma samadhi. So Sota base simply means noble eightfold path. Sadhu sadhu sariputta. Ayameva hi sariputta ariyo attangiko maggo soto sayyatidang sammaditi and samma sankappo vaca kammanta ajivo vayama sati samadhi. Now Buddha also approves what Arhat Sariputta said. And then again Buddha asks a question. Sotāpanno ti hidang sariputta vucchati. Now the first question Buddha asked was, what are the Sotāpattiyaṅgas? What are the prerequisites of becoming a Sotāpanna? Second question was, what is Sota? The third question is, what is Sotāpanna? Okay? Sotāpanno ti hidang sariputta vucchati. Katamonuko sariputta Sotāpanno. Good, Arhat Sariputta. For the stream is simply this noble eightfold path, etc., etc. Sariputta, they speak of a stream enterer, an individual, noble individual. Sariputta, they speak of a stream enterer. We know Sotāpanna means somebody who is either on the path to attain Sotāpanna or who is already attained Sotāpanna. Sariputta, they speak of a stream winner. What is a stream enterer? Or winner or enterer? Yohi bhante imina ariyena attangikena maggena samanagato ayang vucchati Sotāpanno. Dear Venerable Sir, anyone who possesses this noble eightfold path, Ariya Attanga Magga, is called a stream enterer. So anyone who has these 8 components of the Noble Eightfold Path in his life is called a Sotāpanna, which means Eightfold Noble Path is perfectly practiced initially by a Sotāpanna person. Okay? Swayang ayasma evang namu evang gottoti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now Gotta means a clan. Now we know that when someone attains Nibbana, we call that person, gives up the worldling lineage. He enters into a certain higher lineage called Gotrabhu, but this is not Gotrabhu here. Now this is what called Sotāpanna. So he or she gives up the Putajjana level and then he enters into the Sotāpanna lineage. Ayang Vucchati Sotāpanno Swayang Ayasma Eva Evannamu Evang Gototi. Evang Gototi. So a good Sariputta, for anyone who possesses this noble eightfold path is called a stream enterer, stream winner, the venerable of such and such name and clan. Okay, so we can understand few things in the sutta, as I told you. The first thing is, what are the prerequisites, 4 prerequisites for becoming a Sotāpanna? We talked about 4 prerequisites. They are Sappurisa Sansevo, company of wise individuals, Sappurisas. So Saddhamma Savanam Paratugusa means listening to the Dhamma. Yoniso Manasikara means wise attention. Dhammanudhamma Patipatti means practicing in line with the Dhamma teaching. That's one thing. The second thing is we talked about what is Sota. Sota means Eightfold Noble Path. And also we talked about who is a Sotāpanna. Sotāpanna means somebody who practices, who has 8 components of the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay. Now let's take a look at more details to understand Sotāpanna and why we need to attain Sotāpanna and all that. Okay, I have a question for you. Why do we need to attain Sotāpanna? As I told you at the beginning, our minimum standard as a Buddhist is to attain Nibbana. It's not just offering dana. It's not just offering flowers. But Buddha said in one of his suttas, remember what happened with Bhante Dhammarama. When Buddha said that he would pass away in this kind of this many days and this many weeks, and there was one monk called Bhante Dhammarama and who did not worry about this passing away of the Buddha, and then he was doing his own practice, and the monks, the Putajjana monks, worldly monks, they reported to the Buddha and said, this monk is not concerned about your passing away. And then Buddha wanted them to understand what is really going on with Bhante Dhammarama, and he asked Bhante Dhammarama to come and talk to him in front of them. And when Bhante Dhammarama came to see the Buddha, Buddha asked, what's going on? And he said, Bhante, you are going to pass away in a few weeks or few months. I thought the best way to respect you is to attain Nibbana. The main thing that you told us, before you pass away. So I want to attain Nibbana to respect you. And Buddha said, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And Buddha also said, people who respect me with flowers and all that are not really respecting me. The people who follow what I taught and attain Nibbana are the people who really respect me. Now think about it. Now this is the place we have to understand. Now we understand, if we want to respect the Buddha, we have to at least enter the stream, at least enter the Arya Magga. Now, we know in our normal spiritual practice, Buddha has identified 3 individuals. depending on how they practice the Dhamma. We have two types of wordlings. We call them Andha Putujjana and Kalyana Putujjana. Andha Putujjana means there is a wordling. Many of individuals in the world, they don't practice meditation, they don't practice basically the mental development, especially cultivation of their mind when it comes to kusala. But there are individuals who practice, who cultivate their skillful activities like kusalas, 10 kusalas. They are called Kalyana Putujjana. Okay, but Kalyana Putujjana is better than becoming a normal Andha Putujjana. We call it a blind wordling, and this is kind of a wise wordling. But it is a step we have to be. Now I think we all are mostly Kalyana Putujjana because we know what we need to do. But if we don't bring us over to that stage, if we don't try entering into the Sotāpanna Magga and then Phala, that means we are left out in our spiritual practice, which is a sadable thing. Okay. So Kalyana Putujjana is one person in this spiritual world. Second one is Seka. Third one is Aseka. Now, Seka is someone who still needs more practice. Now, if you even attain Sotāpanna, you still want to continue with Sakadagami, Anagami, Arhat, right? But Asekas are those individuals who are already disciplined, who already attain Arhanthood, right? Nibbana. Okay, so there are three main individuals we know, better individuals, not the blind Putujjanas, but Kalyana Putujjana, Seka, and Aseka. And we know in the Maha Vacchagotta Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 73, there are 6 kinds of noble saints, which were said by the Buddha. The first one is Arhan monks, Arhan nuns. So they are celibate. The third one is layman non-returners, layman stream winners, right? And laywoman non-returners, and laywoman stream winners. So there are 6 kind of saints. And then in the Kītāgiri Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 70, we find out there are 8 noble individuals. Those of them who are on the path of Sotāpatti, which is called Sotāpattiyaṅga, those of them who already attain Sotāpatti Phala people. In the same way, Sakadagami Magga, path, Sakadagami Phala, fruit. Anagami Magga, Anagami non-returner, path, and Anagami Phala, non-returner, fruit. Arahanta Magga, Arahanta path, and Arahanta Phala, Arahanta fruit. So any individual who is belong to any of these paths and fruits, they are called 8 noble individuals under the Kītāgiri Sutta, which is appeared in the Majjhima Nikaya 70. Now when you recite the Supatipanno statement, right? Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho, Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho, Nyaya Patipanno, etc., etc. You can find out Atta Purisa Pukkala. So these are the 8 noble individuals that you need to understand, which we also say in the Supatipanno Pali reference. And in one of the suttas called, because I'm using another couple suttas to emphasize why becoming a Sotāpanna is the most important thing as a Buddhist, and that's the minimum standard. And you don't talk about just participating in other things below this particular thing, because they are not essential. They are not, I wouldn't say they are not essential. They are essential, but the most important thing is to reach the minimum standard as a Buddhist to attain Sotāpanna. In the Bāhira Patipanna Sutta, Samyutta Nikaya 48.18, in the same Samyutta Nikaya, Buddha says that only those who have attained Arahanthood, at least as stream-winner, Sotāpanna, are regarded as practitioners, Patipannas. Others are still outsiders. So if any of us has not been able to attain Sotāpanna, which means we are still outsiders, even the Kalyana Putujjanas, which means good Putujjanas who are already practicing mental cultivation, they are also outsiders. Because if you want to join the noble lineage, Arya Gotta, then you must attain at least the fundamental stage called Sotāpanna level. Otherwise, you are outsiders. You are not even attained. You are not even joined the lineage of noble people. Okay? Remember a story happened, with the son of Anathapindika, the baron banker Anathapindika. Anathapindika had a son, and this son was not into Dhamma. So one day Anathapindika asked, the banker Anathapindika asked his son called Kala, would you mind going to the temple? If you go to temple, I would give you, I guess, 100 any amount of gold. And he was happy because he gets money. So he went to the temple and he came back. So he got the money, 100 any amount of gold. And then the banker wanted his son to learn something from the Dhamma. So he asked the son, okay, would you mind going to the temple back again and then listen to the Dhamma and learn one specific Dhamma matter and come back and tell me what it was? I'll give you 1,000 gold, I don't know, any amount of gold. So yeah, that's a good thing. And he went to the temple and he sat down, and Buddha was preaching the Dhamma. He was trying to catch the first Dhamma matter and then going to ignore all the other Dhamma matters. And Buddha knew that. So Buddha, with his powers, did something so that he could not, grasp one Dhamma matter, so that he could not, forget about all the other Dhamma matters. So he had to listen to all the Dhamma matters, so everything in the Dhamma talk. And then what happened? He attained a Sotāpanna. This mischievous, playful guy. Think about it. He hasn't been to the temple, right? So that's why I'm telling that don't think that simply because someone is not attending a temple, listening to a Dhamma talk, she would not be able to attain Sotāpanna, even Nibbana. It is different because this is a mental development. So mental development can arise in anybody, those of them who come to the temple, who don't come to the temple. So even if you come to the temple, if you don't cultivate your mind, you are at the same level, just as the other people who are outside, right? So the main thing is developing, cultivating your mind with kusala thoughts and kusala, speech and kusala actions, right? And then what happened? The next day, the Buddha and the monks came to the house of the baron Anathapindika, and Anathapindika wanted to give money at the end of the dana, and then Anathapindika said, I would give you this 1,000 gold something. And then he said this stanza, which appears in the Dhammapada 178. Patavya eka rajjena saggassa gamanena va sabba lokadi pachena Sotāpattiyaṅga. Absolute rule over the earth, going to heaven, supreme sovereignty over all worlds. The fruits of stream entry surpass them all. That means even somebody bestows me the universal monarch, the universal kingship. Even I could go to any heaven, right? Even somebody gives me the sole propriety, this whole universe, I proclaim becoming a Sotāpanna is better than all that. Becoming a universal monarch, becoming a king, becoming somebody who governs the whole world. But attaining Sotāpanna is better than 1,000 times, millions times, billions, trillions times better than all that. Think about it. Sotāpanna is that great. So you need to focus on it. That's why I chose that particular stanza. Okay. Dhamma friends, I also want to bring up something. Now, you might perhaps get confused with another 4 set of stream winner factors. And we understand them by the qualities of a stream winner. I mean, these are the qualities of the 4 qualities of a stream winner. I mean, if you are not a stream winner yet, that means you still want to practice those 4, which means Sappurisa Sansevana, the company of the wise beings, Saddhamma Savano Partho Gosa, listening to Dhamma, Yoniso Manasikara, wise attention, Dhammana Dhamma Paripada, practice of the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. Okay? But when you attain Sotāpanna, you are very fixed, non-judgmentally, in these 4. You have this, what you call by Buddhe Aveccha Pasada. You have wise faith in the Buddha. Now, a lot of people have faith, Saddha, but it's not wise. They are I think they are blind in their faith. They are either blind or they are either sometimes silly too when they want to be so much into Saddha. Saddha should be wise. That's why we call this name called Buddhe Aveccha Pasada. Wise faith in the Buddha, or wise Saddha. Wise faith in the Buddha. Dhamme Avecchappasada is the second quality of a Sotāpanna person. Wise faith in the Dhamma. Sanghe Avecchappasada, wise faith in the Sangha. The 4th one, Ariya Kanta Sila, moral virtue dear to the noble ones. So that person's Sila is very solid, and I will explain to you how they are given. Let me tell you that in details. Ariya Savako Buddhe Avecchappasadena Samannagato Hoti. That means when you attain Sotāpanna, when you became a Sotāpanna, you are a Ariya Savaka. And your wise faith in the Buddha is very solid. And maybe, or in other words, I can say, you have a wise faith in the Buddha. Dhamme Avecchappasadena Samannagato Hoti. You have wise faith in the Dhamma. Sanghe Avecchappasadena Samannagato Hoti. You have wise faith in the Sangha. Ariya Kantehi Silehi Samannagato Hoti. Akandehi Achiddehi Asabalehi. Akammasehi Bujisehi. Vinyu Pasattehi Aparamattehi. Samadhi Sangvattaniki. Now this is the detailed description of the Ariyakanta Sila of a Sotāpanna person. Sotāpanna person's Sila is loved by the noble ones, unbroken, impeccable, spotless, and unmarred, liberating, praised by sensible people, not mistaken, and leading to Samadhi or concentration. Now it is not like your normal Sila, because you break your Sila all the time. You take the 5 precepts and you break it in the next hour. But the Sila of a Sotāpanna person is always rest assured, and it's always protected by them. They don't let it be broken by a single moment of their life, because they are so much sure about what they are going to do with the Sila. And what is the wise faith in the Buddha? Now, we know how we need to understand the Buddha, right? We particularly know there are 9 great qualities in the Buddha. Arahang, Samma Sambuddha, Vichacharana Sampanna, Sugata, Lokavidu, Anuttaro Pusadhamma Sarthi, Satta Deva Manusana, Buddha Bhagava. Arahang, we know Arahang means the Buddha has cut off the radius of the samsara. Samma Sambuddha means he is self-enlightened, self-awakened. Vichacharana Sampanna means he has practiced both, or he has gained both Vichas, 6 sciences, and 15 charanas, 6 knowledges and 15 practices. Sugata means his attaining the Buddhahood is very, pleasant. Lokavidu means he knows all the worlds in the universe, or in these many thousand billions of worlds. Anuttaro Purusadhamma Sarthi means he is able to tame people, individuals, animals who are untamed. Sattādeva Manusanang, he is the mentor or the teacher to all the deities and the humans. Buddha means, Buddho, Sattādeva Manusanang, Buddho. Buddha means he has attained what he needs to attain. He has understood what he needs to understood. He has practice what he wanted to practice, and Buddha is such a very higher type of definition. And Bhagavan means he has eradicated raga, dosa and moha in a way that those things would not ever occur. So somebody who is attained as a Sotāpanna will have a wise faith in these 9 things. For others who have not attained Sotāpanna, they just literally, they have a literal understanding about, okay, Arahang, Samma, Sambuddha, Vicca, Charana, Samma. They will never understand. And they will never have the wise faith in these 9. And there are 6 qualities, great qualities of the Dhamma. Swakkhato, Sanditthiko, Akaliko, Ehipassiko, Opanayiko, Pacchattāṅga Vedittabbo. What is Swakkhato? Dhamma is not speculative philosophy. Now, we know there are a lot of people, a lot of places where we find speculative philosophies, but Dhamma is not speculative. Dhamma is excellent in the beginning, Adi Kalyana, right? What is Adi Kalyana? Sila. So, why do we say Dhamma is excellent in the beginning, Adi Kalyana? Because there is Sila. Majjhe Kalyana, Dhamma is excellent in the middle. Why Dhamma is excellent in the middle? Because there is Samadhi. That's why it's excellent in the middle. Dhamma is excellent in the end. That means Pariyosana Kalyana. Why Dhamma is excellent in the end? Because Dhamma has Panya component as the end of our spiritual life. That's why Dhamma is Swakkhato. Dhamma is well spoken by the Buddha because it is Adi Kalyana, Majjhe Kalyana, Pariyosana Kalyana. Because it has Sila, because it has Samadhi, because it has Panya. Sanditthiko. Sanditthiko means Dhamma is testable by practice and known by direct experience. And it's not something that is hidden, mystic, and Dhamma is open to anyone in this universe. And there is no such being that who can practice Dhamma. Everybody is open. Akaliko is timeless. Even though we can see some cultural changes, geographical, territorial differences, but Dhamma is timeless. We may need to explain it in different ways, but the essence will not get changed. Like the Four Noble Truths. It is not changed, but we will have to use like other ways to explain what they are in different countries, different cultures. Ehipassiko, Dhamma welcomes all beings to put it to the test and experience. Dhamma welcomes everyone. Say, come and see, and it is not something hidden, it's not something mystic. Opanayiko, Dhamma is capable of being ended upon, and therefore it's worthy to be followed as part of one's Dhamma practice. Okay? Pacchattāṅga Vedittabbo Viññohiti, the wise beings have to understand individually. That's why I'm telling you may listen to Dhamma as a group, but you need to understand Dhamma individually. That's when you will be able to take it to the next level of becoming a Sotāpanna. And what about the Sangha? Wise faith in the Sangha. Supatipanno is the first one. Second one, Ujjupatipanno, the great. There are 9 great qualities for Sangha, right? Supatipanno, the first one. Ujjupatipanno, second. Nyāyapatipanno, third. Samiccappatipanno, fourth. Āhuneyo, fifth. Pahuneyo, sixth. Dakkineyo, seventh. Anjalikaraniyo, eighth. Anuttaram Puññakkhittam Lokasati, 9. What is Supatipanno? So the practice of the Sangha. Who are the Sanghas? Sangha is not only the monastics, right? So monastics will fall onto the noble individuals who are trying to follow the path of Sotāpanna. What about any layperson who already attained Sotāpanna? Sangha. Even you are a layperson, you attain Sotāpanna, you become a part of a Sangha. Then people can respect you. So there is no categorization about monks only become the Sangha. So monks and lay people can become Sangha, exactly because this Sangha classification relies upon the attainments and the paths and fruits. Supatipanno means their practice is good, the practice of these 8 individuals, Sotāpanna 2, Sakadagami 2, Anagami 2, Arahant 2, so 8. Ujjapatipanna means their practice is straightforward, upright. The aim is very clear. It's very straightforward, very upright, right? Not topsy-turvy, right? Nyaya Paripanno, it's very methodical, knowledgeable, logical, and it makes sense, when somebody takes a look at what these noble individuals doing. It makes sense. We know dukkha exists, why dukkha exists, and there is this paticamuppada, dependent origination. It makes sense, logical. Samīca Patipanno, what they practice is the proper way. Ahuneyo means they are worthy of gift offerings dedicated to deities. When you become a part of Sangha, you are worthy of offerings by the people. Pahuneya means you are worthy of hospitality. Dakhineya means you are worthy of offerings. This Dakhineya word comes from Hinduism. At that time when somebody passed away, people offer things to deities as a dakhina, and Buddha used the same word for dana. Dakhina means any offerings that you do in memory of your departed individuals. Anjali Karaniya means they are worthy of reverential salutation, like this salutation, so you can salute by putting your palms on your forehead, right? Because you do different kind of salutation like this, but they are actually worthy of receiving this kind of a salutation. Anuttaram punyakettan lokasati. They are the unsurpassed field of merit for the whole world. If you want to get more good karma until you attain nibbana, you can offer things to them in memory of different things. But because they are they are a field of merits. So these are the 3 main qualities of a Sotāpanna person, with including the Ariyakanta Sela. Okay, but our main focus is to talk about the prerequisites. But I just shared with you what the qualities of a Sotāpanna person, right? Okay, now I want to talk about few suttas from the Sotāpatti Samyutta to explain more about the Sotāpanna stage. Now, basically, when you practice these 4, then you are slowly attaining Sotāpanna level. And there is another word called Sotāpanna Anugami, which means you are still not a part of Sotāpanna level, but you are working towards the Sotāpanna stage by being with the company of the wise beings and all those 4. But before I go into different suttas to talk about Sotāpanna, I want to explain more about those 4. What do you mean by Sappurisa Sansevana, Saddhamma Savana, Yoniso Manasikara, and Dhammanandhamma Pati, which is the fundamental abstract of the sutta. Saddhamma Savana. Sorry, the first one is Sappurisa Sansevana. In one of the suttas we had a discussion a couple months ago. We talked about Kalyana Mittas. Now, Kalyana Mitta is not the good friend, right? There are good friends. I mean, if you can take a look at the Singalova, the sutta, we can see there are 4 good friends, right? But when it comes to Kalyana Mitta, he or she is not a good friend. He is a wise, or she is a wise friend. And Buddha said we can have 2 main wise Kalyana Mittas. He himself says that he is the most important Kalyana Mitta to every being in the world. Because of him, we learn his Dhamma. So he is the first Kalyana Mitta that we all have. So we are in a way happy. At least we have one Kalyana Mitta. Even though you might think I don't have Kalyana Mittas at this point. But you have one Kalyana Mitta. for sure, we all have. That is the Buddha. The second one is the person who we want to find out. So who is a Kalyana Mitra? In the Sevitabba Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha says that Kalyana Mitra or Sappurisa is someone who always speaks good words, who thinks good thoughts, skillful actions, and who executes a good action called kusala kammas. Sappurisa basically means those beings who always speaks good words, who always thinks good thoughts, who always execute performs good action. They are the Sappurisas. Find out whether you can find those individuals in your life. Could be pretty hard, but there may be some individuals, right? And we need to be around them, because in the same sutta, Venerable Ananda questioned the Buddha. I think half of our spiritual journey depends on Kalyana Mitra. And Buddha said, never say that the half of our spiritual journey consists of the company of wise beings. Buddha says almost every part of our spiritual journey to attain Sotāpanna to Nibbana includes Kalyana Mitra friendship. So if you don't have this Kalyana Mitra friendship, I don't think you are able to continue your practice. Just listening to YouTube videos, just reading mere things from the books would not be enough. That's why Buddha says that you need these 4 prerequisites. You need to have a Kalyana Mitra, because Kalyana Mitras really can help you. In particular, I would say most of the monks, they are Kalyana Mitras. If they know the Dhamma, they can really guide you. But you have to be cautious if they can do that too. The second one is what you call by Saddhamma Savana. Now, while reading is enough to get to the Sotāpanna Anagami level, but Sotāpanna Anugami state, because you have prior things before you come to Sotāpanna stage. But listening is very necessary to attain the Sotāpanna stage, because you need to listen to different speakers, maybe different Dhamma speakers. Then you understand, okay, because language is always illusionary. It can mislead us. That's why we have to find out this reality of the life from different people, and to think about how it will really work in your life. And most importantly, the third prerequisite called Yoniso Manasikara is very important. Now, we know in the Sabbasava Sutta, the second Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, talks about Yoniso Manasikara. According to Abhidhamma, and we had many discussions about Abhidhamma in the past few months, we studied this word called Manasikara. Manasikara means attention. Manasikara is a Sabbhacitta Sadharana Chetasika, which means it is a mental factor which affects all the chittas, consciousness types. That means every time when I take a chitta, in that chitta there is Manasikara. But the problem is whether that chitta has the Yoniso Manasikara, right? That's why we have to be careful. Now, when we look into what is really this Yoniso Manasikara means, or what you call appropriate attention or wise attention, wise reflection, we can find out from Sabbasava Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya number 2, a good definition. What is it? One's release can be fermentation free only if one knows and sees in terms of Yoniso Manasikara. Now, if we have Yoniso Manasikara, then our asavas will not release the same way, because then that attention from Yoniso Manasikara will help us not produce asavas, which means fermentations or what you call defilements. If we study it further, we can find out an example this way. What is really the appropriate attention or Yoniso Manasikara? asking the proper questions about phenomena. Now, do we ask questions about the phenomena? Let's say when we want to understand something, do we take it from I, me, myself perspective, or do we take it from the perspective of non-self, anicca, dukkha, anatta, that kind of a perspective? Now, instead of asking, do I exist, don't I exist, what about if somebody asks this question, is this stress, or is this the origination of stress, is this the cessation of the stress? So which means you need to bring the Four Noble Truths into all your phenomena. Let's say when you suffer, when you are worried about something, when you are happy, bring the Four Noble Truths into those phenomena. Then you have wise attention. Now, people don't do that. What people do is, oh, I am happy. You never think about the opposite. What about when I'm not happy? Why I'm not happy? Because I'm not bringing the Four Noble Truths into phenomena, into my situations. Okay, let's think about a problem that occurred to all of us. What is the immediate thing that will come to me? Okay, I'm suffering, I'm worried, I'm unhappy. Maybe I'm trying to charge at I'm trying to accuse someone. But what if, is this the problem? Why did it arise? What is the cessation of the problem? What is the pattern which leads to the cessation of the problem? So that is how you bring the wise attention to that scenario. So bring Four Noble Truth perspective into every phenomena of all the phenomena, or every phenomena. So that's very interesting. That's how you bring, you use wise attention, yoniso manasikara, in your life. Okay. And what is Dhamma Patipada? Dhamma Patipada means you are living with a clear vision of anicca, dukkha, anatta nature of the panchakhanda. Now, basically, when you attain Sotāpanna, there are three main fetters which will be eliminated, right? Sakkaya Ditti, Vicikicca, Siddhabhata Parama. So you are eliminating Sakkaya Ditti. What is Sakkaya Ditti? Buddha clearly mentions in the Mahachattarīsaka Sutta that in the Majjhima Nikaya, Sakkaya Ditti means grasping to five khandhas, right? So the people take khandhas, I mean the five aggregates in four wrong ways, right? So then the Sakkaya Ditti is 24. So that's why it says, because Sakkaya Ditti is such, you need to practice anicca, dukkha, anatta nature. Look into anicca, dukkha, anatta nature when it comes to Rupakkhanda, Vedanakkhanda, Sanyakkhanda, Sankharakkhanda, Vijnanakkhanda, right? What do you call Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. So then you practice Dhamma Patipada. Otherwise, you might think you go to listen to a Dhamma talk of many speakers and you follow whatever they say. It is not Dhamma Patipada in particular. Dhamma Patipada precisely means you are practicing three universal characteristics when it comes to five aggregates, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. So you are not get stuck in any of those khandhas, and you are going forward. Now you have a precise knowledge about the four requisites. The first one is company with the wise individuals. The second one is prerequisite is what you call listening to Dhamma. The third prerequisite is yoniso manasikara, which you call by wise attention or appropriate attention. The fourth one is Dhamma Patipada. Dhamma Patipada basically means you have a clear vision with anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, dissatisfaction, and non-self when it comes to Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Okay, so I think I can wrap this up in these 10 minutes, I guess, with couple other suttas, in the Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta about being Sotāpanna. One of the suttas in the Sotāpattiyaṅga Sutta called Cakkavatti Raja Sutta, we can find out what can happen to a universal monarch. In the sutta says, Suppose a Chakravarti Raja, universal monarch, were to rule as a sovereign lord, but one day this Chakravarti Raja has to die, and then what happened? What if he or she is to be born in the Tavatinsa with all the pleasures and all the things, but he or she is lacking four things. He is not exempt from hell, apaya, the animal realm, or the ghost realm, or the places of lost, bad places, the underworld. Why? Because he or she has no practice about the wise faith in the Buddha, wise faith in the Dhamma, wise faith in the Sangha, and Aryakanta Sila, right? So even you become a universal monarch, it is not guaranteed that you are exempt from the hells, animal world, ghost world, and the underworld, what they call bad places. Okay. And another sutta called Ginjaka Vasata Sutta, we can find out something very interesting. I really like this sutta because in this sutta, Bhante Ananda approached the Buddha and asked so many questions about what would have happened to people who passed away. What is their next life? Because he doesn't know, right? So there was a monk passed away. There was a lady devotee passed away, something like that. And then Buddha said, oh, you know what? I can tell you, but this is kind of like tiring for me. And Buddha said, when somebody asks him the next life of someone who passed away, it is tiring for him. And then Buddha said, I will tell you the mirror of teaching to understand. So you don't need to ask every time when someone passes away. Dhamma dasang nama dhamma pariyayang desisami. Yena samannagato arya savako akankamano attanava attanang vyakare. Kina nirayomhi kina tirachana yoniyo. Kina petti visayo. Kina paya duggati vinipato. Sotāpanno hamasmi avinipata dhammo niyato sambodhi parayana. So if people can practice the mirror of teaching, they don't need to worry about what will happen to them in the next life. Even you don't need to ask me what would have happened to them in the next life. And Buddha said the mirror of teaching is, if you attain Sotāpanna, then you have finished with rebirth in hell, in the animal realm, in the ghost world. Now, Dhamma friends, the main thing, the most important thing why I am asking you to attain Sotāpanna is that is the only assurance that you will not be reborn in apayas, hells, ghost world, petalokas, and animal kingdom. No one wants to be reborn as no one would like to be reborn as an animal. No one would like to be reborn as a ghost. No one would like to be reborn as a, pathas, right? Everybody wants to, attain Sotāpanna. In case we can attain Sotāpanna in this life, at least we should be able to reborn here as a human to practice the next phase of our Dhamma practice. So that's in Ginjaka Vasata Sutta. Okay, so that is what I wanted to explain at the end. Now, we were talking about the 4 prerequisites of becoming a Sotāpanna person. In short, I would once again remind you that the first prerequisite is Sappurisa Sansevana, which means you need to you need to find out wise beings, and you already have one wise Kalyanamitta. He is the Buddha, and we all have that Kalyanamitta. Don't worry about it, because we have Dhamma, we have access to Dhamma, but we still need to find out a good person to motivate us to attain Sotāpanna, or many others. But sometimes if you let many people be around your life, it might be a problem too. So just find out 1 or 2, which is pretty enough. The second prerequisite is by Parato Gosa or Saddhamma Savana. You need to listen to Dhamma. Now, listening to Dhamma and watching the Dhamma, 2 things. So when you listen to Dhamma, it would be interesting because it can help you comprehend better than watching at some point. The third prerequisite is wise attention. We talk about attention. Attention basically means, what helps our sense faculties to, take an object. The opposite is vitakka. Vitakka is applying the particular thought. So, manasikara, when it comes to yoniso, means that you are trying to bring, what you call Four Noble Truth perspective into any phenomenon or all the phenomena. So you don't take it from I, me, myself. You take it from the Four Noble Truth perspective, the cause, the problem, the cause of the problem, the solution of the problem, and the path which is helpful to solve the problem. That is Yoniso Manasikara. Basically, it means you are trying to bring Four Noble Truth perspective into every phenomenon in your life. Whether it is a good occasion, good event, good phenomenon, or bad phenomenon, you're bringing the Four Noble Truth perspective. And the last prerequisite is Dhamma Patipada. Dhamma Patipada does not mean you listen to Dhamma and practice all that Dhamma. Dhamma Patipada, it is also good, but basically Dhamma Patipada means that you trying to bring Anicca Dukkha Anatta perspective into five khandas. So you looking at Rupa Khanda with Anicca Dukkha Anatta. You're looking at Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda. Rupa means matter. Vedana means feelings. Sanya means perception. Sankhara means formations. Vijnana means consciousness. So you're bringing three main universal characteristics called Anicca Dukkha Anatta into Rupa Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Vijnana, so that you practice the fourth prerequisite called Dhamma Patipada. Any questions? Let me see. I don't think any questions coming up here, so we'll be able to wrap this up. Let's share all the good karmas with the departed people, relatives, and the deities. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating in all these ways be shared by all the departed individuals who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. We also share all the good karmas with the deities and nagas to protect all of us. May all the devas and nagas share in all these good karmas. May they be happy and peaceful. May they also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. But keep in mind, becoming a human is better than becoming a deva, because you can practice many of these prerequisites and attain Sotāpanna and the rest of the spiritual attainments. But we still want to share all the good karmas with them. May they also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya akasatha cha bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tuluka sasanang chirang rakkang tudesanang chirang rakkang tumang paranti. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating in all these ways, listening to Dhamma, and today, even today, we've been doing a lot of prerequisites for the attaining Sotāpanna, right? May all the good karmas we've been doing in all these ways be helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And I'm going to bless you with a couple more stanzas. Please receive the blessings. Abhivadana silis nichang vadha pachayino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you everyone, and you have a good night, and you have a very good day. Be safe. Take care.